Hello, friends, and welcome back to Tantra and Tarot with Kelly. Today, we will be doing a tarot reading for the full moon lunar eclipse that will be happening November 8th, 2022 at 4:02 a.m. Mountain Time at 16 degrees of Taurus. First off, like to go ahead and say thanks so much to all my subscribers, and I invite you to subscribe if you have not already to help my channel grow. I really appreciate it. Today, I'm going to be doing a reading using the Cosmic Tarot along with the I Ching, Archetype, Animal Spirit, and Moonology decks. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling, and we can talk a bit about this moon cycle. So this is going to be a very powerful lunation, one of the biggest ones that we've had in 2022. The moon is going to be conjunct Uranus and the North Node in Taurus, which will be opposing the Sun, Mercury, and Venus in Scorpio. So a lot of energy there. Bottom of the deck when I cut, I've got the Ace of Pentacles. Could be a new start coming in money. So yeah, that'll be opposing the Sun and Mercury and Venus in Scorpio. And it should put up for some pretty interesting energy. So what does it all feel like to me? Oh, we got one that jumped out, one of the our moon card here. I say, interestingly enough, let the cards fall. Fall wherever they may want to fall. If you're the only one holding up the fort at this time, what happens when you let go? You trust your heart and your intuition, and you release the expectation that you had about what should happen next. You may feel surprisingly different in a new and unique way that is beneficial to you. So you could feel a new creative spark, a return or a need of some passion in your life. You may also feel that you want to express yourself in a different way that you haven't in a while, or maybe you never have. And so, yeah, if you do that, just be ready to face what falls away because of it. And you may be ready anyway. Like, I've been waiting to say this for a while, and now my head and my heart are on the same page, so I can express what I want and see what happens next without control of any of the outcomes. Could be a big challenge for many. So the moon cycle may also offer clarity in areas where you have had some mental fog before, allowing your head and your heart to operate on the same frequency, which could move you ahead in areas of your life where you were previously stuck. So there could be people, places, ideas, old patterns that just eclipse away, allowing for a new fresh path and a completion of the past. Because this lunation is ruled by Venus, we may also see changes in finances, physical appearances, or love relationships. Okay, so I have all the cards, so let's see what we have. I'm going to take a main energy, a past, a present, and a future. At the bottom of the deck, I've got the Two of Pentacles. Interesting, after we had the Ace of Pentacles in the shuffle, that I get the Two of Pentacles next. So what does that mean? I feel like we're moving ahead in financial ways that we may have not been able to before. Like, you have an opportunity now, and you're going to see what you can do with the opportunity, perhaps based on juggling some finances. Maybe you're borrowing some money to start a new business, or you're paying off some old bills because you've been working extra hard. But either way, there could be a sense of a moment to moment, just taking one step at a time and seeing what happens. After I picked up this card, I did see the Ace of Cups at the bottom. So going to be new starts in a lot of areas, including how you feel about yourself. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and it does represent our self-confidence and our self-worth, as it deals with how we feel about ourselves on a daily basis and what it is that we like to do to take care of our body and to take care of our finances at the same time. So you could be looking really nice. You could be feeling like you've got some extra money, or if that isn't the case, you may be wondering how I can bring more of that into my life at this time. So our main energy for the reading we have is the Nine of Wands, past energy, 10 of Wands, current energy, Four of Cups, future energy, Eight of Swords. Some interesting cards. Let's see what we have for the Moon card. For the Moon card I have is full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. And that is going to be our next full moon. So we'll see what happens then. It could be some good answers coming in here over the next month. Secrets being revealed and such. The animal card I have is the deer. The archetype card I have is poet. And the two I Ching cards I have are number 10. And we also have number 64. So we will take a look at those here in a little bit. Let's talk more about this tarot. With the Nine of Wands as the main energy, you may have felt like you have been through many battles to get to this point. It may have been taken all of your energy. You could have had a lot on your plate. You may have felt like there just seems to be one thing coming after another that I need to complete. The list keeps getting longer. However, you may be growing a little weary at the time. So as the list gets longer and you have more on your plate, the extra energy isn't maybe here to accomplish all that tasks. So it does feel like somewhat of a battle. I do think it's important when you get a card like this to make sure that all the tasks on your plate are yours for completion and you aren't picking up extra tasks from others, so that you can complete what you need to and allow others to take their turn to do what they need to do as well. So that can also be very true with this past energy of being the 10 of Wands. During this time of year, there could be a lot wrapping up with work and with Q4 finances and things of that nature. You may be planning for the holidays, but there may also just feel like there was a lot of work to be done. And if there is, it may be time to take a break. You could feel like, I can't take it anymore. I've had this energy level sustained for so long that I'm going to have to just say this may be the final battle, that if we don't solve it this time, then I'm not going to go back and work through it again. Let those cards fall and let other people pick up the tasks. Like we mentioned, if you're the only one doing what's necessary to keep the fort up or keep the relationship going or the business profits rolling in, and you feel like you can't release what it is that your duties are calling you to do in a way that you get rest, then you may break anyway. So trying to communicate that which you need to, if you feel like you need the extra money, then planning a schedule around what's going to be most important and allowing yourself to say no. We've got this Four of Cups here to things that are getting in your way. It's often that we spend our times doing things that are more enjoyable, but this may be the time of year where you have to say no to some of the parties and social events so you can tackle the to-do list that kept getting longer on you. And if you feel like you need a release, absolutely take a pause before you get, I guess, too frustrated with what's going on. So being very mindful of where your energy level is and your task list at the time. So if your list is already long, don't sign up for, say, making all of those holiday gifts for a friend. Decide that it's not going to be something you're going to be able to do this year. Maybe if it's something you've done in the past and people have always relied on you, but this year you don't feel like it. Absolutely be honest and say, I see the opportunity here that you're giving me, and I've got all this going on, and that opportunity just may not be what I want right now. So if you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings and that's making you stuck, we've got the Eight of Swords in the future. Realize that where you're being stuck is in thoughts that you're creating for yourself in your head, that a lot of them may not even be real. You could have thoughts from the past, worries about how something may go if you do change. However, you can only be yourself and do what you can in any given moment. And so if you feel like it's too much and your thoughts are causing you to say, well, I don't know what to do next, release the thoughts and the burdens that are not real. Focus on what you can do next. That's going to be the next best step for you. But that next best step may just be to stop worrying about things so much and to let some things go and just see where the universe helps you out. And doing that is a lesson in loving yourself more. Say, I wanted to say no to this. There was too much going on. And I felt like I was going to hurt somebody by saying no, but ended up maybe they were very understanding, and that was the battle you had to get through, was just allowing yourself to be more honest and to be more truthful about what you can accomplish and how much time we all have in any given day. In any given day, we sleep a third of the day, and then we have 12 to 16 hours to get what we need to get done. So there's only so much time, and don't let time be your enemy at this point. There could be a lot of changes that are going on around you. So allowing those changes to happen and feeling confident about what it is that you're doing for yourself right now. All right, let's take a bit of time to look at the I Ching. We have number 10, and number 10 is treading carefully. I'm going to read a little bit about this, and then we're going to read number 64. Number 64, interestingly enough, which is great for a full moon or completion, is the final I Ching card in the deck, which is called Nearing Completion. So we'll read about that as well. Okay, treading carefully. Sky above, lake below. Competent people find their way and make progress even in difficult circumstances. Consider your steps carefully when powerful forces surround you. The weak and strong can coexist when weaker element does not impose upon the stronger one, when it maintains good humor and it avoids taking bold action. When treading among sleeping tigers or slippery stones, step gingerly and don't stumble, like we see this guy here. At this time, a relatively humble force or person is having influence over a stronger one, and for this reason, we must be particularly careful. In the company of brash people, rushing wildly ahead will only bring misfortune. Now is not a good time for taking initiative rather than trying to get by with a little grace and good humor. In the court of a powerful king, the jester often has more power than a prince. So certainly looking at any power struggles that could be possibly going on and maybe making you feel like this individual here. So let's read about number 64, and then we can see the changing lines between the two hexagrams and see what the special message is. It says, nearing completion. Fire above, water below. The situation is incomplete, but the chaos of the past is giving way to order. The goal is in sight. Nevertheless, you are still treading on thin ice. Though the way ahead is obstructed, the goal is clear. A cautious and careful attitude is still important, lest you slip and fall. Nearing completion is the last hexagram of the I Ching. It suggests that the ever-spinning wheel of life never reaches a final conclusion. Just as hidden sadness resides in the heart of true euphoria, and just as seeds of amazing achievement can sprout from a cauldron of adversity, no one is ever really complete without a new beginning stirring inside it. We may divide life into categories to understand and manage it, but experience itself is seamless. The Tao's 64-spoked timeless wheel of change is ready to spin onward, ever evolving, ever staying the same. So as we're seeing that with the eclipses, it is going to be an ending of sorts in many ways. It could be in various parts of your life, but like it said, it is a seamless experience. So if one thing is ending, we just merge and move into the next without necessarily having to ruminate over what has left, rather flowing through life's changes gracefully. So let's see what the changing lines are between number 10 and number 64. Looks like we have changing line number 1 and number 5. So let's read 1 and 5 from card number 10. Line 1 says, when coming from a humble position, inner strength in the form of modesty is key to advancement. Conscientious work is rewarded when one's motives are simple and ingenious and genuine, especially when credit goes to the supervisor. Simplicity in action will leave you free of obligation. To strive aggressively now could put you in a position of greater difficulty, like we see in the Nine of Wands. Number 5 says, walking among the sleeping tigers is dangerous. Resolute conduct in the face of danger and a clear-eyed assessment of the situation are the only means of a successful resolution. So if you're involved in some issues right now that need to be resolved, instead of going towards the power struggle, we need to go towards the honesty of what's going on and the facts in the situation, as to allow yourself to be unstuck without the fear of maybe bringing the house down. But like we said before, let the cards fall if they have to, because if you're the only one holding up the fort, then let's see if other people find it to be important as well. And being honest with those will help manage the situation so it isn't so much of a battle and more of a transition. We have the Deer card here, and the Deer card is a nurturer. So we may need some extra nurturing at this time, perhaps from your mother or a feminine archetype. I'm going to take a look at what the Deer said. The Deer is an earth element, so we may need some extra earth at this time. It could be a lot of emotion, so trying to stay grounded could be very important. The Deer represents the feminine aspects in earth energy, and when in balance, it is receptive, passionate, and nurturing. When out of balance, it is concerned and protective. Bring into balance nature and children. So finding some lighter-hearted energies to help balance out some of this heavy work energy is going to be important. And what do we have here for our I Ching card? It says, poet. Express soul insights in symbolic language. Shadow attribute. Turns a lyric gift into a negative or destructive effect. So watching where your words go, we do have Mercury conjunct Venus that is going to be conjunct the sun as well. So you may have more words to say. There could be things that you've been needing to say for a while and you were stuck. But now if we say it in more of a compassionate way and we're using our caring mindset to help bring a situation to fruition, and that could help with anything that may seem difficult at this time. We don't want to use harsh words. However, we want to use words that help move things along in a way that everyone feels like they could be a winner at the time. We have the full moon in Gemini card, which we mentioned is the next full moon cycle. So over these next 30 days, really figure out what it is that has changed in your world and what is the person you want to connect with now. It could be a different person than what you were in the past. Maybe you let some stuff go and the type of soulmate that you're looking for now isn't the same type as it was in the past. We may also be connecting with siblings and communicating more with family members about areas of our life that are important and completed, because we do have a full moon here. So connecting with family at this time, connecting with loved ones and siblings may bring some answers to your world where you are looking for some. Perhaps you just need a kind, caring friend to listen to you for a little while who has some beautiful words of wisdom to help you through this interesting set of planetary alignments that we have right now. Yeah, so that's about all I have right now, but I would like to say thanks so much for watching and subscribing. Please explore the yoga and meditation videos that I have linked at the end of this episode. And I hope you have a wonderful full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, and I will be back for the new moon in Sagittarius here soon. Please subscribe to my channel for more Tantra and Tarot. Have a blessed and beautiful day.